Merci, Monsieur le Président. Ma question est aussi pour le ministre de l'Énergie, the Honourable Glenn Thibeault. Firstly, Speaker, I'd like to thank the Minister of Energy, along with my colleagues, the MPP for Etobicoke Lakeshore, Minister Albanese and Minister Sousa, for joining us for a lively question and answer session with the Multicultural Press of Ontario. That announcement, of course, of the government's energy plan generated an extraordinary amount of excitement. The 25% reduction of the hydro bill for all Ontarians, otherwise known as Ontario's Fair Hydro Plan. Speaker, as you can imagine, such significant savings for household costs as a program, an initiative not just for today, but for a sustainable program going forward. In my own district, the exceptional riding of Etobicoke North, we are blessed by a huge number of condominiums. So, Minister, I ask you, how will my condo residents benefit from the government's announcement of this 25% reduction in hydro costs?
Thank you. Minister of Energy.
Merci beaucoup, le Président. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank the member for Etobicoke North for that important question, and also for all of his work on this file. He and I were together the other night talking to constituents about this. So ensuring that all Ontario households receive this benefit is important to me and to this government, Mr. Speaker, so I think it's important that we clarify. If you pay an electricity bill for your residence, you will receive this benefit, Mr. Speaker, regardless of whether you live in a house, a condo, or an apartment. In fact, if your condo has facility costs that are shared among the residents, these shared electricity costs will be also receiving this reduction. This is an essential part of our plan to increase the fairness of our electricity system in Ontario, Mr. Speaker. That's why not only, Mr. Speaker, will you see your bill reduced, but costs will be held to inflation for at least the next 4 years, Mr. Speaker. We are proud of Ontario's Fair Hydro Plan and the significant lasting relief it will provide.
Supplementary.
I'd begin, Speaker, by thanking the Minister not only for this program and your stewardship resulting in this 25% reduction of Ontario's hydro costs, but also physically crisscrossing Ontario to explain the details to Ontarians. Speaker, as you'll appreciate, after decades of neglect of our electricity system, yes, by parties of all stripes, it is heartening now to see that government is taking steps to secure an energy future that is clean, reliable, and most importantly, affordable to all. Speaker, I know that the 25% reduction in hydro bills applies to everyone, more than of the 4 million households in Ontario, and especially this is welcome in my own area of Etobicoke North. And the Minister has previously mentioned that many small businesses as well as farms will benefit from that reduction as well. And I understand there are even more groups that will qualify. So my question is this, Speaker. Will the Minister please share with the House how this announcement will benefit other households and other sectors of our economy?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And again, I want to thank the member for this question and the opportunity to clarify this important point, Mr. Speaker. The 25% reduction through the Fair Hydro Plan will not only apply to households, but to many other small ratepayers as well, Mr. Speaker. This includes hundreds of thousands of small businesses, the vast majority of farms, Mr. Speaker, that I know the Minister of Agriculture works with day in and day out with, Mr. Speaker, small offices of all kinds, including not-profits, Mr. Speaker, and charities, retirement homes, long-term care homes, housing co-ops, community agencies, those on retail contracts or with sub-meters, Mr. Speaker, and more, Mr. Speaker, will qualify for this rebate. The simplest thing to remember is, Mr. Speaker, if your bill includes the time of use prices, Mr. Speaker, you will be receiving the full benefits of this plan.
Answer.
Mr. Speaker, this is going to mean major savings for these cross sections of Ontario, Mr. Speaker, and we're happy to be implementing a plan.